Seriously, some people are really missing the point when I'm talking about transcoding. Hello and welcome back to the Raid Room. Now, normally, if you've watched the Raid Room videos before, normally I record these videos just over here in this nightmare pile of a studio area I record there. Unfortunately, I'm so swamped at the moment that I'm having to record it here in this spot. So apologies for not recording in the correct space for Raid Room videos. But I wanted to talk about this while I responded to comments following Synology's change of stance in integrated graphics drivers on DSM 7.2 and above on their 2025 system, namely the DS425 Plus and the DS225 Plus. I made a couple of videos about it in conjunction with a couple of people online. One, highlighting that Synology was removing this driver a few months ago from DSM, therefore people were buying systems that had Intel Celeron processors inside that had integrated graphics and not including the driver. And later on, a few smart cookies online managed to find ways to re-inject those drivers inside to allow users to take care of hardware transcoding. Now, Synology, alongside a bunch of users online, were talking a lot about the simple fact that the need for hardware transcoding these days, it's just not necessary. The most of our edge devices, that is, the devices that we choose to watch our media on, these days arrive with licensing and support and codecs and more of the multimedia that we're choosing to stream online. And therefore, integrating the support of things like HEVC licenses and indeed H.264 licenses to a point was not necessary because lots of our edge client devices supported it anyway. So there was no need for Synology to go there when edge devices could support it. And some users were like, you know what? I get it. That was not the point. Okay, the point is about the reshaping of media to be better suited to your client device, and moreover, these 24/7 devices working at their most efficient level possible. Now, why is that relevant? Well, as I've repeated oft something like 20 times in the last week, if I am stood on a train platform and I want to watch media because my train just got cancelled, welcome to the UK. If I'm sat on a sun lounger and I want to watch my media from the comfort of my lovely, lovely bendy chair. If I am in a hotel room on the other side of the world and I was supposed to go out, but unfortunately I can't because of the weather and therefore I need to find something to watch. I don't know, the latest Severance. Maybe I want to do that. And it's not about the ability to have that media arriving on my device with the relevant supported compression technique or codec. It is about me being on a metered data connection, such as you might find in a hotel. It might be on an incredibly low speed internet connection. It might be simply about power efficiency, that there is no point, regardless of the compression technique, of me watching my 4K version of Avengers Endgame on this device. I want this system to repack and rechange and resuit that file that it can then send in its most compressed form over to my device. That is the point. It's not about the client device playing it, and they're right, a lot of devices do. It is about my system doing the most efficient job possible to send my media to my destination device on the fly. So for those of you that have said, well, I won't have that problem because I watch all my media indoors on the LAN, good for you. If you are someone that has your NAS and every file you upload to it, you automatically use things like Handbrake to reshape those files into smaller versions anyway, and you have already pre-made, pre-offline transcoded versions, good for you. But the very idea that I could have terabytes of data on here and still have to fill up tens, if not hundreds of gigabytes of wasted, duplicated files of a smaller shape, which, by the way, remember, if I can't use hardware transcoding, I'm now, if anything, being even less efficient, reshaping my entire media collection rather than the small handful of files per year I might want to watch. That's the point of why people are so pissed about hardware transcoding. It's not about the license. It's not about users saying, well, I want to be able to watch HEVC on my device. Because again, they're right, you can. It's just super annoying when the counter argument against the hardware transcoding support being stripped, notwithstanding the clipping of wings and the ability to add a simple driver onto my system, the point is I want to be able to watch my media my way and use my hardware to do the job. Think about YouTube. Some of us have to all the time, but think about it. You're watching this video right now on YouTube, and if you're on a lower data connection, it will automatically go into a lower pixel depth. It will go into a lower resolution. That little click button there at the bottom, you can manually put this down. Now you can speed it up and slow it down, but you have the choice to make those reshaped elements, and it's all on the other side that the work is being done to reshape that file. It's not being done all on client, all on edge. It's done that way because YouTube allows it on the server side to reshape that file. Maybe maybe they, during the processing, create multiple files. Maybe they already do that, but it doesn't seem that way, and it certainly seems when it comes to buffering that the delivery of that file is still being done on the fly. And users want to move away from cloud towards bare metal, towards local server ownership, and enjoy some of those conveniences. So the removal of the ability to easily transcode isn't about just HEVC and H.265 support, which have their hurdles. It is about users wanting the ability to reshape files with their hardware when they sodding need it. Thank you so much for watching the Raid Room. I am again well aware that I'm trying not to soapbox while simultaneously on a YouTube video called The Raid Room, where that is specifically my task. But let me know in the comments what your perspective is. I don't pertain to be the world's opinion. Do you disagree? Does this not, am I in some isolated example? Let me know in the comments. But apart from that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.